permission. Okay, so we'll start an easy pose today. Welcome, new faces for me. Nice to meet everybody. So great to see you. We'll just start by bringing our hand to our heart and we'll soften the gaze or close our eyes. Happy long weekend, everyone. And thank you for being here and starting this weekend together. Right now, find your breath in and out of the nose. And as you move through this breath rhythm, bring the tongue to the roof of the mouth to soften the jaw. Maybe start to feel the temperature of your breath on the top lip as you exhale. Noticing if it's cool or warm breath. And then start to notice the temperature of your right palm. Also noticing if it's cool or warm, if there's any clamminess going on. And without having to move or change anything, notice if the hand landed face down or face up. Face up, we might look at that as a way of receiving energy. Face down could be a reminder of grounding and being present. So whatever intention you are naturally drawn to, if your palm was face up to receive, maybe it's I welcome the energy of this long weekend. I welcome the change of season. And maybe if your palm was face down, I remind myself it's okay to slow down and I create more space to be present and grounded. And then shifting your focus to your lower back, breathing into the spine. And feel your spine lengthen with your next breath as you get taller. Slightly tuck your chin so that your head stacks over top of your spine. We'll start to flutter the eyes open. Bring our hands fully at our heart in Anjali Mudra. Open the top 3 fingers into your lotus mudra. Connect it with your heart. Tuck your chin. And then bring your gaze to the center of your lotus. And whatever that intention was, whether it was connected to the direction of your palm, state it to yourself 3 times in your mind on an inhale. And then exhale, let it out. One more time like that. And as you state your 3rd round of your intention, take your hands up to the sky. Hold that intention at the top and at the heart. Exhale, hands to Anjali Mudra, tucking the chin again, bowing the head and bringing the hands to close. Let's have a beautiful practice this morning. We'll bring our hands on top of our knees and take our opposite shoulder, round it forward towards your opposite knee, finding a bit of soft compression here, our belly to our thigh. Tuck your chin at center, round your spine. Think of your cat pose, hollow out as you draw your navel in. And then bring the shoulder over to the opposite knee, almost as if you're coming into this little fold here. Tuck your chin, round your spine at center. And then move from side to side with your own breath, shoulder to knee. Rounding. And then shoulder to knee. And moving from side to side. And allow it to be very fluid as you move here. So move with the breath. On an inhale, maybe it's coming to center, and then on an exhale, it's switching. Try not to lift the knees. Try to keep them also grounded. And the next time you bring your shoulder over towards that left knee, walk your hands out nice and long, bow the head down, maybe rock the head a little, no, from side to side, releasing the back of your neck. And then we'll walk your hands over to the other side and bowing the head down. And again, a little no from side to side. And we'll walk yourself back to center in that forward fold, round our spine as we roll up, and then bring our hands directly behind us. Lift your heart, tuck your shoulder blades back. As long as it's safe for your neck, maybe even tilt the head back as well. Drop the jaw so that you can let go of any tension in the front of the throat. And lifting our heart back to center. We'll come to the top of our mat, finding your first standing forward fold, and take your feet nice and wide, maybe even angle them out, dropping the head down, bend into your knees, and grab a hold of opposite elbow. Finding that compression again from belly to our thigh as we breathe in low into the belly. And then exhale your hands down to the earth and heel toe your feet back in. Cross your right ankle over your left. This is a great option to use your blocks here to frame your front foot. If your front heel is lifting, see if you can root it down, then into your back knee a little more. And then pick up your sit bones as you press onto the back of your mat. Find length in the hamstrings. Let's start to flow. We're going to pick up that front leg. It should be our right leg. Step it right back into a lunge. Bend into your knee. Lift yourself into a crescent lunge. And then exhale, hands down to the earth. Step forward into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, fold. We'll step our left foot across, setting up the same way, pressing through that heel, using our blocks or tenting our hands so that there's a little bit more space between maybe the mat and your upper body. And then start to press through your back heel, bend into your back knee. Then lengthen through the hamstrings as you send them to the back of your mat. So maybe taking a little check-in from both sides. Finding that line of energy, that breath as it wraps up to the lower back. Maybe even wraps around that glute. Then back into both knees. Step your left foot into your lunge. Press your back hip forward. Navel to spine. Lift yourself up to crescent. This time we're going to step forward, mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale, swan dive. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, look forward. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands, stepping yourself back into plank or tabletop. And then find your way into Balasana, taking your knees wide, big toes together, child's pose. If the forehead makes connection with the mat, you can start to rock the head from side to side. And if it doesn't, you could always stack the fists and then bring the forehead down instead, and maybe, yeah, massage from side to side. And on your next inhale, we'll find some stillness. Tent the hands as you press to your finger pads around your spine. Think of your cat pose as you roll up. Readjust your hands under shoulders, tuck your toes, and press right back into your down dog. You may notice your feet are a little wider. And if you need to, step the feet even wider to support the lower back. Come into a bit of upper body strength. So you can either stay here, come back to table, or join me by bringing the opposite hand to opposite hip. So my right hand is going to come across to my left hip, look under your armpit. You can always do this from tabletop as well. Beautiful. We'll come back, return the hand, and then we'll switch. The hand weaves over to the opposite hip, look underneath your armpit. Press through your heels. And then exhale that hand down. Step to the top of your mat to the outside of each wrist. Find that wide forward fold again. Grab opposite elbow and then maybe sway side to side. Exhale your hands down. We'll heel toe the feet a little closer in. We're going to add on to that flow. Right foot steps in front. It's that forward fold. Press your heels, send the sit bones back, drop the head. Bend into both knees as you step your right foot back into your lunge. Engage your core before lifting up to your crescent. And then this time we're going to exhale, bring our hands to our heart and sink a little deeper into our lunge. Press our back hip forward. Maybe get taller from your spine up to your crown. One more breath here in your crescent lunge. Open up to warrior V as you windmill the hands. Land on your back foot and maybe readjust your front foot so you have this imaginary heel to arch alignment. Roll the shoulders back, active through your palms, press them down. Reach forward and find your side angle pose, forearm down, back arm extends the top of our mat. Roll your right shoulder back, maybe look up to your palm or to the side of the room. Bring your focus to your core. Engage your core as you lift up, warrior V. Keep the front knee bent, flip the palm, exalted warrior. Relax your left shoulder down. Maybe bring gaze up to your fingertips. Inhale back to center. Windmill your hands down to frame your foot. We're going to step forward again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So if you're off the center of your mat, just heel toe yourself to the middle of the mat. Let's step our left foot across. Pick up the sit bones, press into the back edge of your mat, finding that length to the hamstrings. We'll bend into both knees and then step our left foot back into our runner's lunge to start. Press your back hip forward, engage the core to come up to crescent. Exhale our hands to our heart, sit into your lunge a little deeper. Get tall in your spine again, roll the shoulders. And then open up to warrior B as you land on your foot. Maybe adjusting the feet if you need. Looking forward, active again through the palms. Reach forward, finding side angle pose. So right forearm down this time, left arm extends. Allow the bicep to frame your cheek. Bringing your navel to your spine, we'll lift up, warrior B. Flip the palm, exalt your warrior. Try to keep the front knee bent. I know it might be a little on fire about now. For the front thigh, hopefully, not the knee. Engaging your core, come back to center. Windmill the hands down. Step back into your down dog this time. Pedal your feet, walk it out. And then come back into child's pose, knees wide and big toes together. Lowering the head down. Take one more breath in Balasana. And then we'll roll up to tabletop. Maybe readjusting our hands on our shoulders. Lifting through the crown, arching in the back into cow pose. And then rounding the spine, tucking our chin into cat. Inhale, lengthen your crown into your cow pose. Exhale, round. Keep that same pace with your breath. Start to move through that on your own. And then come back to neutral table, and we'll step left foot forward, tuck the toes that back leg, and see if you can springboard forward, cross the right leg over, right back to that standing forward fold. This time, add a halfway lift as you look forward, lengthen through the back of the legs, lift through your heart. Exhale, melt the heart, bend into both knees. One more time like that, inhale. Look forward as you press the heels down. Exhale, melt the heart. So our left knee should be bent to allow us to step back with our right leg, staying this time in our runner's lunge and start to rock forward and back. Not allowing the front heel to lift and making sure the front knee still stacks over our ankle. So I'm not going all the way forward that my heel wants to come off. It's just adding too much stress to my knee. And we'll bring that knee to stack over ankle, bend into your back knee to lift you up to crescent. Exhale, hands to your heart, sink into your lunge for 2. And for 1, open up to your warrior B. This time, lengthen your front leg as you exalt your warrior. Reaching to the back of your mat, maybe even grabbing your wrist for more space through the ribs. Keep the front leg long. Use your core to lift you up. Reach forward, finding Trikonasana, triangle pose, and then bring your hand to the ankle or the calf. If you know this pose and you're comfortable in it, bring your gaze up to your hand. If you are still working in your triangle pose, bring your gaze to the side of the mat. Now we'll keep our front leg long. We'll bring our hands down and we'll step our back foot in on a 45 angle, setting up for pyramid. So same stance as warrior A. We went from our foot being like warrior B, picking it up, toes are angling to the long edge of our mat, left leg is long, working back at the hamstrings, and then melting the heart down. Noticing if our grip at all has shifted to our hands or our jaw. Try to soften both spaces. We'll start to bend into our front knee, walk our hands forward, step to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Reach your eyes, we'll roll all the way up to stand. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, our hands to our heart. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, arms up, sun salutation A. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step yourself back to plank or tabletop. We're going to hold for 4 breaths. And from the knees or your toes, Chaturanga Dandasana, baby cobra, pressing back to down dog. We'll find another rest pose, child's or coming into tabletop. Roll back up to table if we're not already there. Readjust the hands and the knees. Right foot steps forward. Tucking the toes, that back leg, and start to come to your runner's lunge. So you lift that knee, rocking forward and back. And if you find that this side is different, you could always move through this with the knee down as another option. We'll bring our knee back to stack over top of that ankle, drawing that core in, bend into your back left knee, lift up to crescent. Hold it for 2, hold it for 1, and open up to warrior D. I felt the meant that our legs are tired, right? Myself too. All right, take your arms out to warrior D. Lengthen that front leg to give it a rest, and then come into your extended exalted warrior, reaching to the back of your mat. And then some of us may have took that option of grabbing the wrists. Bring the front leg long, we'll lift back up. Reach forward into Trikonasana. Finding length through your front leg without fully locking the knee. So maybe slightly micro bend it. Looking forward, we'll bring our hands down and we'll maybe bend into our front knee to step our back foot in on that angle and then reset the leg into our pyramid pose, finding some length in the hamstrings again. This time, as we bend into our front knee and walk our hands forward, we're going to pick up the back leg and step it in front, finding that forward fold so the ankles are crossed again. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, melt the heart. One more time, inhale, look forward. And exhale. And back into your front leg. As you uncross your left ankle, you're going to step that leg back into a lunge, but then we're going to pivot to face the long edge of our mat into a wide forward fold. And then start to bend into the knees from side to side. Maybe walking your hands over to one foot and then over to the other. Next time we walk over towards our left leg, so it's going to be the back of our mat. We'll pivot the toes and lower our right knee down, coming into a lizard lunge. Bring the hands to the inside of our front foot and then heel toe your left foot a little wider. It might even come off the mat. Neither using blocks or tenting the hips. If you feel like you need more here, you can come to your blocks or to forearms. I'm going to recommend trying wrapping your left hand to the back of your ankle and then to the front of your ankle if it's accessible. Otherwise, do option one. So if my left foot's forward, my left hand is going to reach behind the calf and then to the front if you want a different bind here. I like sound effects. It's great. So if you took that bind, it might even feel good to press the back of the elbow into the thigh to open the back of the left shoulder. We'll bring our hand back to the inside of the foot if it's not there. Heel toe that foot to the midline. Frame your foot, pick up the back knee, and we'll change directions on our mat. Coming to the top, so right set of toes, pivot, left knee comes down. Hands to the inside of our foot, heel toeing the right leg. Pressing maybe our back hip forward if you need a bit more. First couple breaths, stay nice and tall. And then decide if you're coming to forearms or reaching that right hand in front to grab the ankle or the shin. Stay for 2 more breaths if you have it. And then we'll bring our hand back to the inside, heel toe that leg, tuck the toes of the back foot, lift the knee, and see if you can pick up your right foot right into a 3-legged dog, or even a 3-legged table with the knee down if you need. And shaking out that leg, feels like that's where you need to go right now. Maybe rolling the ankle a few times. Lowering the right foot down, pick up your left leg and bring the knee to the inside of your wrist for your pigeon pose. Heel above our groin, pressing our back hip forward, melting the heart forward into pigeon, or you can come to your spine into a figure 4 with the left ankle crossed over the thigh is another option. Doing your own check-in of maybe readjusting that back hip, pressing right hip forward, drawing your hips to the back edge of our mat. We'll stay for 2 more breaths. We'll start to bring our hands under shoulders and press ourselves up. So you tuck the toes. Let's sweep the left leg back this time. Little shake out. Maybe roll through the ankle. As you bring the foot back down, we'll switch legs. Right leg lengthens. Bring the knee to the inside of your wrist. Maybe a peek over the back shoulder to find length in the leg. Pressing your hip. And then melting. Left hip presses forward and melting the heart forward into Ekapada Konasana. Staying for 2 more breaths. Bring your hands back under our shoulders. Press up as you tuck the back knee. Maybe shake out the leg if you like, or just take a moment of stillness in your down dog. We'll move through our vinyasa, coming forward into plank, either from the knees or the toes. Chaturanga. Lifting into a baby cobra. We didn't do a lot of back bends today, so still recommend baby cobra. And then press back to child's pose. Rolling back up to table. Sitting on one hip as we bring our legs out in front and sit bones to the center of our mat. Into that modified Navasana or canoe pose, hands behind our thighs. Start to lower down for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Bring your knees with you. Come into a little massage for the lower back, rocking side to side. Planting our feet into the earth and palms face down, making sure your feet are at hip width distance to support the lower back. Sometimes I see in practice our feet too close together, which is going to add stress on the spine. So make sure they're nice and wide. And then lift your sit bones off the mat into bridge pose, squeezing your inner thighs, squeezing the glutes to protect your lower back. Lowering the sit bones back down, feeling the connection of the spine, one vertebrae at a time. One more time, press through your heels and your big toe, lifting up to bridge. With the sit bones lifted, bring them over to the right and then plant them down. Allow your knees to fall to the left into a supine twist. You may want to take that top leg out long if it can reach the earth. You may even want to grab the bottom foot. So right hand grabs the left foot if it's available, or using a strap if you have it. And if none of that feels accessible today, then maybe just play with bending your bottom knee if that gives you enough of a quad stretch. Release the bottom foot if you came into that bind. We'll bring both knees into our chest. Hands on top of our kneecaps, circle the knees and take them away from each other, and then back in towards each other. We'll plant our feet. We may have to readjust our spine to the center of the mat. Walk our heels into our glutes. Lift your sit bones again into bridge pose, squeezing the glutes, palms active in the earth. Bringing the sit bones to the left, lowering them down, dropping the knees over to the right, and maybe extending that left leg out, and maybe grabbing the bottom foot. Releasing the bottom foot if you had that bind. Hug the knees back into your chest. And then rocking from side to side this time. And then coming into any final posture that feels good for you. Maybe it's the shoulder stand. Maybe it's happy baby. Or maybe it's moving through bridge pose if you're looking on strengthening your lower back. And then once you've had a bit of play, we'll all meet with our soles of feet together, knees wide into butterfly pose. And we'll take the arms into goddess or cactus arms. And if the back of the hands cannot reach the earth, then maybe interlace the hands behind the head and the neck instead. Taking your legs long, walk them over to the left corner of your mat so that they're side by side. And then inhale your arms up overhead and reach also for the top corner, finding Anahata so that we are lengthening through the side of the body. If you feel like you need more, cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Maybe soften your elbow down if it's lifting off. We'll start with the legs first. If you have the ankle crossed, we'll pick up that right ankle, bring it all the way to the right corner. Then we'll take the torso to center to start. Bring the left leg over as well. So start with the legs first, then reach the arms overhead, or sorry, over to the right top corner, and then decide if you're crossing the ankle. We'll take 2 more breaths, sending it down the left side of the body. Again, start by uncrossing the ankle first. Maybe come into the starfish as you bring that ankle all the way to the other corner. Bring your torso to center, reach your arms to each corner of the mat. And then exhale your hands down by your sides. Relax your shoulders, maybe tuck them in, and take any version of Shavasana right now that works for you. How do you know when you are living your true and authentic life? And is it when you stop needing the approval of others? Is it when your voice is fully heard? Is it when you speak your truth? When you step off your mat today, I invite you to take that question with you. What would a authentic life look like to you? And that reminder that our practice doesn't end here. It's how we step off our mat and take ourselves back into the world. That is the true practice of yoga. Continue to be kind and caring and lead from a place of love. Come back to your physical body by moving through wrists and ankles. And give yourself another hug. Bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and really make it count. Thanking your body for its mobility, its strength, and for the opportunity to practice today physically as well. However feels best to come upright. You can do a little rock forward and back or roll to one side. Close practice the same way we started today with our left hand to our heart, softening the eyes, and maybe right palm is face down or face up. Connect our hands on Anjali Mudra. Bring our thumbs to third eye for our kind thoughts, to our mouth and our throat for our kind words, back to the heart, Anahata, for kindness and compassion. Thank you for joining me today for your sunrise flow. A great start to your weekend. Namaste.